Hi guys, welcome back to the new James Bond show with Krazy Kajeevie with no fears, limits or substitutes. The bad boy of James Bond is back. Guys, I'm just making this brief little video. I've got no plans really, but stick with me because you know why I'm making this video? Well, it's about 3 a.m. or probably after 3 a.m. here in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, and after a 6-year wait and a 2-year delay, nearly a 2-year delay, and literally this film being put back about 6 times, and we've had it put back. It's been put back in Australia more than anywhere in the world because then we got another lockdown here in Victoria. We were supposed to get No Time to Die on September 30th, and that got pushed back to November the 11th. And it is now November the 11th, and I'm supposed to be seeing this movie, No Time to Die, at 10:40 a.m. And I'm going to see it in like luxury and style. So I've paid the premium price to go and see it properly, as I always promised myself I would when No Time to Die came out. And I am going to have a martini or two if they have those on the menu, because I'm going in and seeing it at a cinema where you get the food brought into you. You know, you can buy cocktails and all that sort of stuff. So I am going to go all out for myself and treat myself to a few niceties. And yeah, got a confession here, guys. I've seen some sneaky clips of the film that one of my good mates, I won't name him in case he gets in trouble, but he's already got the film. The film was, I think Eon have made a big mistake by releasing the film to, what do they call it? You know, digital streaming or whatever. You can download it at home now. I think they made a big mistake doing that, especially. I think it cheapens the film while it's still in American cinemas. It just cheapens it. I think they should have left it in the cinemas longer and pushed that back. And just made more money at the cinema and, you know, forced kind of people back to the cinema to see it. But anyway, so Matty filmed some scenes on his phone and he said, oops, I just slipped up, it was. I didn't really say Matty. Yes, it was Matty Buckle that did it. Anyway, sucked in, Matt. So he sent me some clips because he may or may not have illegally downloaded the film, so he may have. Look at the weather. The weather's nice today, isn't it? Oh, look at that weather. Anyway, so he sent me a few clips and I did watch some, and I'll tell you what, from the clips I've seen, he sent me about 5 clips. Bond and Madeline and Materia driving around, the beautiful On Her Majesty's Secret Service theme type music called Materia that Hans Zimmer has done. I saw some of the car chase, the Primo fight, and even Bond dropping Madeline off at the station. And of course, there's kind of, I'm not going to talk about major spoilers in the film, but I'm sure anyone watching this has, so I won't be talking spoilers, but you know, the bit where Bond drops Madeline off at the train station. I saw that as well. And I picked up things already. Like, I can't watch a film like a normal, I don't want to sound arrogant at all, but it's the filmmaker in me. I was literally born to make films and tell stories. It's a talent I have. I love filmmaking. I'm very good at filmmaking. I'm talented at filmmaking. That's just what I'm good at. Give me maths, science, I suck. Give me maths, I suck. Give me car parts to fix and put together, I suck. But put a pen and paper in front of me and a camera and say, tell a story about this, I'll blow it out of the water. You have 100 people there sitting there not knowing what to do. I'm just straight away doing this because all the visual imagery comes to me. And like my older brother, wow, give him pen and paper, he can draw. He can look at something, he can draw. I can't do that. But what I can do is I see an image, I see movement, I see everything in my head, so I can read a script or read a story, and I just see it. Literally, I see it. Like there's a TV in my head. So I have that ability. But yeah, I wish I could draw, and I'm so envious of such talented people that can sit there and draw. I can't. I can watch something and I try and do it. And I'll tell you what, a 5-year-old could probably draw better than I could. So we've all got different talents in different areas. But so when I watch a film, I don't watch it like a normal person. I can't. It's just not how I'm wired. So I just, not in a bad way, but I just like rip the film up in my head. Like I'm watching it, and you can get a scene and you can get slow stuff like in a Bond film, and it can go for like half an hour and there's not much action, and some people can get bored by it. I'm not, because I'm looking at what the director's done. So I'm looking at, why is that lighting there? Why is part of his face covered in black? Why is there a white curtain there when the rooms are all dark and bleak? You know, why is that red image used there? Why is that lighting done like that? So I look at everything, you know, why is the director cut to a two, you know, why is he on a 2-shot? Why is he on a wide angle? Why is he doing the slow zoom in? What's the emotion he wants us to get from that character? So I look at all that. So I don't care if this film is 164 minutes long. Also, there's so many Bond fans that kind of, there's a lot of hypocrisy in Star Wars fandom, and Bond fandom. And it's like, oh, we, you know, during the Pierce Brosnan era, oh, we want serious Bond films. We're sick of, you know, these silly Brosnan Bond films. Then you get serious Bond films. Then they whinge about that. And then, oh, but we want the goofy stuff like we had before. So sometimes I think it's very hard to please fans. And we've waited 6 years for this film. And it's like, oh, I don't want a 163-minute film. Well, you know what? You waited 6 years, so why not get as much Bond as you can? Now, some people may say, but Kajeevie, you're sounding like a big old hypocrite because you've said we don't want these big, massive, long films. Guys, I always put things into context. Always put things into context. Okay, so when I say we don't need these massive, big, long films, no, we don't. We can settle for 120-minute Bond films. Cuts down the budget. But everything's point and case, right? And time and place. So if they bring out this film and it's wrapping up, you know, this is the 5th film and it's wrapping up this arc and it needs to be 164 minutes, then great. I have no problem with that. You know, no problem with that. We don't always need a 160-minute film. But if they felt this tells a story and wraps that arc and it's beautifully done with beautiful cinematography, story, plot, characters and everything, then I have no issue with a long film. And I don't think I'm going to have an issue with this film. And what I wanted to do in this video was to tell you my final thoughts and predictions of the film. Not so much predictions or plot points because all that's been spoiled for me, but my overall prediction, and I hope people don't get upset because I think some people are going to think because I'm Krazy Kajeevie, the bad boy of James Bond, that I somehow, and excuse my French here, people think I just want to shit on James Bond, and that is not the point. The previous videos I made at my previous channel, if you haven't subscribed, go to it, guys. The older channel is The James Bond Show with Krazy Kajeevie, and you've got 2 years of videos there where it looks like I'm shitting on James Bond, and I'm not. And, okay, there is a spoiler part here. There's a spoiler part here. So if you don't want to hear the spoiler part, just block your ears and I'll put my thumbs up when I've stopped talking about spoilers. So I'm about to go now. So wait for me to put my thumb up and then you can block your ears. Okay, guys? So I would say over 2 years, I didn't want to see James Bond killed. But when you look at the context of that, I would say I didn't want James Bond killed to be replaced by a Rey in Star Wars, a little Mexican girl in Terminator Dark Fate. And in this case, I didn't want her to be replaced by Larry Lunchbox, aka Lashana Lynch, right? And then we see the trailers, and the trailers come out, you've got Nomi shitting on Bond about his bad knee and stay out of my lane. And they were terrible. And there's no doubt in my mind that those parts of the trailers have hurt the box office in America. Because you've got a country there divided, right, between the left and the right, Biden fans, Trump fans, etc. And then you go and show trailers like that in America, and it's like a black woman putting down a white man, and they take that stuff personally, you know, and we didn't need it. And from what I hear, that the character of Nomi she's pretty cool. She's not that on the nose. She's not that annoying. And she gives him the 007 number back later on. So I don't have an issue with them. I don't have an issue with James Bond dying. I have an issue with James Bond dying only to be replaced by, whether it's a white woman, a black woman, a Mexican woman, whatever. That's my issue. When it's gender swapping and it's playing politics with the character Ian Fleming created that we love, that doesn't need to be done. And so one of my big fears is, and I know at the end of this film, that M says, or after Bond dies, they have some drinks for Bond in his memory, and M's like, okay, let's carry on, then I'll work to do. That to me, and from what I've heard from people who have seen the film, is that tells me they were, whether they will. I don't think they're going to be able to do it because of the box office on this film so far, though it's getting better, but I think it's rapidly, in another 2 weeks, the box office is just going to halt, especially with the film going to video distribution. My cat is near the chair, guys, so I hope he doesn't knock the camera here, but hey, over here, pussycat. He's worse than Blofeld's pussycat, but he's cuter. So he's not as evil as Blofeld's pussy. It depends on which pussy. He's about to jump up here now. Come on. All right, we've got a guest, guys. You may have seen him before, but little Bobo is going to join us. All right, so I'll hold little Bobo here. Okay, so I don't have... Oh, he's getting a little upset. He doesn't want to be held. He wants to... Okay, he wants to walk. So I don't have any issue with them. I don't have an issue with them killing Bond. I have an issue with them killing Bond to replace him. And it does look like they were planning, as I predicted a long time ago, to carry this series on with the Scooby-Doo gang, with Ray Fiennes as M, to carry this on with Lashana Lynch in the role of, be it 007 or as a 00. And I honestly believe, and I'll come back more once I review the film, but I believe, from what I've heard, what I've seen, there's no doubt they've gone back in. I think they're a bunch of liars and they have cut at this film. And I reckon 100%, I don't even need to see the film yet because I know so much about it and I've seen so much already, that Safin was Dr. No. Rami Malek was Dr. No and he wasn't Safin. I got no doubt about that. And I think they've changed that. Right. Also, I think they've cut back on some of the Lashana Lynch stuff. Apparently... and would say, you know, where's 007? And in walked a beautiful black woman, blah, 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 and she walks in. That scene's not in the film either. The supposed filming of the tampon scenes, and apparently those ideas were filmed, not in the film either. So I reckon there's probably a lot, and especially probably with Safin, explaining his background, and maybe if they had to change things, or they changed the Dr. No angle because that kind of... help them go with nanobots instead of a virus. I don't know. Maybe there were scenes there where he was Dr. No or mentioned he was Dr. No, etc. And it linked to something a bit different, more virus related. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But overall, guys, don't be upset if I come out tomorrow and I say I love this film, because I actually believe I'm going about to... oh, excuse me, guys. I record this live, so... it is what it is, so excuse me for sneezing there. Normally they come in 3, so hopefully it's just the one for me. I've got a bit of hay fever at the moment. But I lost my place. What was I saying, guys? What was I saying? Totally forgot what I was saying. I'll find it, but anyway, I'm just going to ramble and talk. Okay, what I was saying is, I think I'm going to love this film. I really do. I think I'm going to absolutely... I think I'm going to love No Time to Die, and I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to make a prediction, and I've had this prediction weeks ago. I actually believe that No Time to Die is going to become my #1 Daniel Craig James Bond film. To me, there's not a lot of competition. Is Casino Royale great? Casino Royale is a great film, but I still think Casino Royale is a bit overrated. There's no Q, there's no Moneypenny, there's no Bond theme until the very end. So the tropes kind of aren't there, but it's a fantastic film. I just wish there was a bit more action. You know, we've got the card scenes. I just wish there was a bit more action. Quantum of Solace was a complete dog's breakfast. It was a born wannabe dog's breakfast. Skyfall is so overrated. It's not a James Bond film. It is not a James Bond film. It's so overrated. There's great aspects of it, but be honest with yourselves. If you're a Skyfall fan, be honest with yourself. I'm going to put a question to you. You answer it. We got the pre-title sequence, great action. I totally agree. Great action. Motorbike chase on top of the grabbers, you know, Bond on the train, the crane, all that. Great, cool. Right now, here's an assignment for you. Right now, let's do a test. Name a great action scene from the PTS in Skyfall to the Home Alone style gun shootout. Go. I'm waiting. I'm hearing crickets. Name one great action scene between the opening PTS and the end of the film. There's nothing. There's no action in that film. You got Bond fighting with the big weird lizard things in the casino, that fight. That's just a fist fight. There's nothing fancy about that. There's nothing. There's nothing. You got the train. The train's got no passengers in it, so there's no jeopardy. No one's in danger, right? And the timing, all that, the convenience of that. And then you got the courtroom shootout. That is just a substandard action scene, right? There's no action in that film. There is no action in that film. You got the fight with Patrice and Bond. Big deal. But between the opening PTS and the Home Alone gun shootout, there is no big set pieces in that film. None. There's some character development, but that's all based on a hyper reality of this guy with the perfect timing has to be arrested to be in that room for this to happen, that to happen. Anyway, and then you got Spectre, and this is why I love Spectre. You know, it's not that I love Spectre. Spectre's got its flaws, but I will take Spectre any day over Skyfall because Spectre is a James Bond film. It's more of a James Bond film. It's got the James Bond tropes, the Bond theme, Money, Penny, Q. It's got all that, and it's got gadgets back. There's more action. There's great action. There's much better action in Skyfall. Sorry, in Spectre. There's much better action in Spectre than Skyfall because there's action in Spectre. And I actually do like the Madeline stuff with Bond. I wish there was even a bit more of that in Spectre, and I think No Time to Die will make Spectre a better film. In the long run, I guarantee within 5-6 years, the hate for Spectre and people putting Spectre at the bottom of their film list or the bottom of their Craig film list, 5 years' time, that'll change. I guarantee you that will change because it will be like watching On Her Majesty's Secret Service with a really good Diamonds Are Forever, where it will be Spectre and then it will be No Time to Die. Two films that just absolutely go together well. And I think that's why people are going to end up liking it. That's my prediction. And my prediction for me with No Time to Die is I reckon I'm going to love it. I really do. I really think I'm going to love this film. Have I sold out? Hell no. I'll never sell out. If I think things are woke, I'll say they're woke. But as long as... The thing about this film, No Time to Die, as long as they haven't killed Bond to replace him in that series. If we find out in, say, 6 months from now, it's weird. Something that hasn't happened will make No Time to Die a better film or a worse film. And that is, if we find out, say for example, in 6 months, that this film is done, this film series is done, so they're not going to continue it with Nomi 00, whatever number she is now, right? And that's done. And they're going to restart James Bond with a Henry Cavill or whoever. Then that is going to make No Time to Die so much better. It's going to, because you know what? The fans are going to respect it. And you guys that are sitting on the fence, that you really want to like the film, but you can't because of that final scene where, you know, oh, by the way, thumbs up, unblock your ears, guys. Whoops. Right? No, you know what? Block them again. I'm going to talk. I'm going to give spoilers. So, you know, that final scene, what happens with Bond, right? I won't go into detail, but what happens with Bond? He gets killed, blown up, right? With that, you can possibly like that better knowing that that's contained in that series and they've respected you by just killing off Bond, but not killing him off to replace him with a chick. You see what I mean, guys? That's where I'm at with that. So I will be watching it in the morning, which is probably only a few hours. I really should get sleep, but I'm too awake. I might just do an all-nighter and then, I don't know, be naughty and go hit some Red Bull or something, or, you know, some energy drink or something. I don't touch that stuff. Maybe just a really strong coffee, but I might make an exception and have a Red Bull or a Monster drink just to get through the film. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. I'm super pumped for it. I will be giving you guys, pretty much as soon as I step out of the cinema, I'm going to give you my instant feedback. I might just sit down somewhere in the cinema or even in my car and, give you my initial review. and then I'm gonna see the film a whole bunch of times. Like I'm gonna see it probably Friday. Some friends, a couple of friends, possibly to go and see it with on Sunday. Then I want to go and see it with my mum and my sister. So I'm going to see it a whole bunch, but I want to see it at least 2 to 3 times before I do my full review. And then I'm going to spend all of next week, literally daily. You're going to get daily editions of the James Bond show with Krazy Kajeevie, giving you, like, Monday will be set for this subject of the film, like the music score, and Tuesday will be the women or the characters. So I'm going to kind of do stuff like that. I'm going to go into massive detail on everything, and then probably, in third, fourth viewings or whatever, I'm going to take in paper, I'm going to take notes while I'm watching the film and stuff like that as well. Though I do have a pretty good memory, and I'm going to give you the most in-depth No Time to Die reviews, analysis and everything that I can. Okay, so anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you've got a bit of entertainment out of this video. I had no idea really what I wanted to talk about other than the fact that I'm letting you know I'm so excited, and I'm hours away from finally, after a 6-year wait, a 2-year layoff, to see No Time to Die. So thanks for joining us. If you haven't dropped a like, please drop a like. Also, please leave your comment. I love to read your comments, guys, and I try to respond to as many as I can. And just thanks for joining us. And I'll tell you what, guys, I want to leave one more thing here. It's a rare occurrence now getting a Bond film, and it's probably going to get rarer. So I want to say from the bottom of my heart, go and see this film as many times as you can at the cinema, because it's not going to be on long, right? It's not going to be on long. And then you're going to be going, oh, Bond 26, Bond 26. You're going to be waiting for Bond 26. And you're going to say, wow, I wish we had a Bond movie at the cinema. You do have a Bond movie at the cinema. Go and see it at the cinema. Enjoy it. And just, just give it a chance. Just really give the film a chance, knowing that it is, well, hopefully, enclosed with this Daniel Craig era too. Also, guys, I wanted to tell you that the Fantastic Cinema, I won't name names or anything yet, but a Fantastic Cinema has already promised me their big No Time to Die standee, so I'm chuffed about that. They've got a poster for me as well, and I'm talking to a couple of other cinemas that are happy to give me some stuff, and there's even one that I may be going in to do some displays for as well with my Bond collection. So yeah, I'm going to be collecting as much stuff as I can. I've got that kind of theory like Indiana Jones, where Indiana Jones would say, that belongs in a museum. And the idea of cinema people trashing standees, cutting them up, putting them in a dumpster, chucking banners in a dumpster, stuff that can be given to the fans or, kept great because it's like Bond history, I'm so passionate about that. So I'm like the Indiana Jones of James Bond collecting. That belongs in a museum, and my home is a James Bond museum. So anyway, guys, till next time, keep on bonding and say hi to your mum for me. See you again.